Hi, this is Savara from Scrappy Mania, and today we're going to address these embossing folders. Now, I was in the auto ship for Anna Griffin, and I just received in December my last auto shipment of Anna Griffin. And I love these embossing folders. They actually come with an embossing strip and a folder, so it's a set. And I've been saving them in here, so I have a bunch here. I also have another set. Well, actually, these are my old embossing folders and some of my dies, but I basically want to address the embossing folders. And then I have another one here. Okay, so I have 3 tins full of embossing folders. One of my issue is that it comes with a matching strip, or 1-inch strip, and you have to kind of figure out which one it is. Like this one, it's the circular grid, so then I have to go through all my strips here to kind of find the matching one. Now this one is Rose Pavilion, this one is not it, this is Smitten, and so I have to kind of go through all of them to kind of figure out which one is the one that belongs to this one called Circular Grid. And it's kind of time consuming being able to do that. So what I wanted to do is create some kind of pocket that I can put them together. I can put the sets together, so that way I'm not fumbling through all my tins trying to find the matching strip. I can easily just pull it out and get the strip. So you're going to need cardstock. So I'm going to use the cardstock, and you're going to keep it the same side as this one is 8.5 by 11, and at the 11th side, we are going to score at 7.5. Then we're going to turn it over, and at the 8.5 side, we're going to go ahead and score at 8. Oh, actually, we need to cut it down. I forgot to cut it down. We want to cut it down to 8 inches. So we need to cut it down to 8 inches. So let me review it so I don't, hopefully I didn't get you kind of confused. So you're going to take the 11.5 by 8.5 inch cardstock, and you're going to cut it down to 8 inches by 11.5. You're going to score at the 7.5 score line. And then you're going to score at 1/2 inch, and then at 7.5 inch. The next thing I want to do is I want to cut the excess out on the side. So I'm going to take my scissors and cut the excess. Either you can use a craft knife to cut this. I just prefer to use my scissors. No big deal. I'm going to fold this in and fold that in. Use my bone folder, fold those in. Now I'm going to take some adhesive and I'm going to put it on the side. So I want something that's very strong adhesive, and I'm going to use this tacky glue from Joann's, but you can use any kind of glue that you want to use. Something that's going to kind of grip it. And we're going to fold it over. Now you can use pattern paper, you can use regular cardstock, what I'm using here. Whatever you want to use, you can go ahead and use. I probably later on will find some of my scraps and might cover it with scrap piece of paper. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I am going to take, so once it dries, see how it fits perfect there. and then see how this fits perfect here. Okay, so once I created my pouch here, so it's gonna fit perfectly. And then the next thing, you need to go ahead and create a tab. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a tab. We can make different colors tab. And then we're gonna place that here. And we'll, and as I make them, I'll put the tab at the end once I get them all, because I would like to stagger them so that way I can read between them to see which one they are, you know, which of these embossing folders they are. Because each of these embossing folder have its own name. Like this one is called Feather Illusion. And there is a corresponding strip that should go with this. But mine are all mixed up because I've been using them. And I don't know which one is what. So I'm going to have to spend some time to kind of match them up and put them all together. But I think once I get them all together, put them in these little envelopes like you see here, and see even the smaller one will work perfectly. Now you can also, if you want, you can also go ahead either stitch on the side or put glue on the side, but I'm not going to do that because it will stay nicely put that way. I'm not going to spend the time of doing extra you know, an extra staple or sewing in the center. I'm just going to leave it like that. So now we need to create a box. So this box is actually from the Skinny Cow. So I went ahead and put some tape, some duct tape around the edges, and I already started covering the box. So you just cut your paper to fit to size. And I'm going to go ahead and cover this side here. And what I'm going to use first, I'm going to use some tacky glue first. And I'm going to spread that around. And then I'm going to put some on the box itself. And then I'm ready to lay the paper on. Make sure it adheres well. And now I'm just going to go over it with some of my decoupage medium that I created with 50% glue and 50% water, and that will give her a nice coat. And I'm going to let that dry before I do the other side. So let me go ahead and adhere the rest of the box, put the rest of the box together, and I shall be back. So as you can see, I'm done with my box. So here's, everything is glued together. It's nice and sturdy. It has decoupage medium that makes a nice little coat. So I really like this project. It's gonna, now I'm ready to put the tabs, and I'll do that off camera. I'll put the tabs and I'll get it all ready, but this is a simple way that you can use to organize your embossing folders by using the supplies you already have and using and repurposing a box. And I hope you liked the tutorial and I gave you an idea how you can store these embossing folders that sometimes get unruly and difficult to find, especially if they have a corresponding strip. You always tend, at least for me, I always tend to kind of lose this one, and I spend too much time trying to search for the right strip with the right embossing folder. So I hope you like it, and thank you for watching. Bye now.